Let's remove them there. Okay, and then all we're gonna do here is glide back.
I'm Jim Check. You're watching Kelowna Now. I'm with Liz Sage at Team Fitness again.
Hi, Jim.
Hey, what are we talking about today?
We're gonna work on mobility today.
I like to be mobile.
You like to be mobile? I like to be mobile too.
I like to be mobile as long as possible.
For as long as possible, yeah.
None of these things.
As good as possible for as long as possible, yes,
And I think, that's key, right?
It is key, yeah. And a point to make is that when you are strength training, which you're doing and doing well, you are mobile. You're doing mobility movements. The challenge is sometimes when we're strength training, we're under load as well. So we have to be mindful about what ranges we take our body through. But body weight exercises for strength are mobility exercises as well. And that's why strength training can be so great, because you are going through ranges of motion that you otherwise wouldn't be putting yourself through normally. So strength training is a component of mobility. But we want to back it up a little bit and look at mobility for getting ready for the strength training workout, or post-workout, where we can, let ourselves recover and warm down from a strength training workout as well. And then mobility also helps us before we go for a run or a hike, get on our bikes, mountain bike, cycling on the road, all kinds of different things. Pickleball, which seems to be a very popular sport these days, particularly for people our age. And I'm seeing a lot of people who are playing pickleball get in trouble with injury. So they're
that's a
having
lot
some
of
challenges.
cross kind of like different maneuvers, right? Because you're changing directions and
it's fast and slow. It's really quick starting. It's reaching. It's overhead. It's behind our shoulder.
A lot of movements that a lot of older people haven't done for a while.
Well, and not even that they may have done those movements, but it's done with such speed, so it's that, fast reaction. And the body isn't warmed up. And so, so doing mobility exercises prior to that sport and other sports as well. And you don't have to they don't necessarily have to be a huge amount of time spent before your activities. And mobility little plans, exercise programs can be quite short and still be very effective. There's some science out there now that's trying to redirect us in terms of what kind of stretching that we do, because what we're learning through the new science is that you don't have to stretch any more than 60 seconds, a muscle of 60 seconds, like the holding the stretch for any more than 60 seconds. And in fact, if you can dial it back and do, several stretches of the same kind for 15 seconds and repeat them, consecutively, for a total of 60 seconds, that can actually be far more effective for warming your body up and getting your body prepared for what's coming ahead. So, all right, so that's what we're gonna do. So the first thing we wanna look at is, remember back in the day when we first started, looking at things, we talked about posture and about what the posture does for the movement. So we're gonna do that. So just have a little side view here. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to mobilize the scapula, which is your shoulder blades. So a good exercise to start with is scapular mobility, and it's called a scapular push-up. And all we're trying to do is get that shoulder blade mobile. This is a great one for pickleball and all kinds of sports. But so the arms are going to be straight out, and you can do this up against a wall where your hands are flat, and you're going to squeeze your shoulder blades together. And you've got great range in here, so I can feel that scapula sticking out when you come back. Just watch you don't arch your back or lean back when you pull back. And then push forward so that your scapula rolls out and upwards a little bit, without pushing forward, so stay above you. And then keep your arms ladder width, shoulder width apart, and then squeeze in. And then you're just gonna go back and forth. You got the wrong jersey on today for this.
Sorry.
So back and forth, in and out. Good, and as you come back and forth, you don't want to elevate the shoulder whatsoever. There we go, good. And then we're just going to take this right to the floor. So now we make it a scapular push-up from the floor.
So go down?
So get on that 90-degree angle at your shoulder and your hip. And so bend your knees like a tabletop. So and hands under your shoulder. And can you put your hand, do them this way. Yeah, perfect, good. Okay, and so now we're looking at the scapula again, and we want to squeeze inward, and now we're working against gravity, and then push away. So go up towards the ceiling. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, keep your head neutral, try to keep your back neutral, and then drop down. So the only thing moving here is the scapula, right? The elbow is locked in place, the shoulder is locked in place, and we're just trying to push up through here. Even our mid to lower back isn't rounding out. We're just trying to work on these two bones and just move that scapula back and forth. And this is one that's great to help your posture, warm your upper body up, your shoulder joints up. Your scapula is a joint in of itself. Shoulders down, good. Back and forth. There we go. All right, and we can put some resistance on here by pulling a band around us and pushing a band up as well. But for now, that is good. So if you have upper back pain, even upper neck pain, or you feel, really super tight, this is a good one to start with. All right. Okay,
Awesome.
Let's stand up on your feet. And then we talked about the back is often tight and short, and the front is often long and strong because we live in a frontal plane, but it's also very tight. So a great mobility exercise for through the chest here, you're gonna get the chest and you're gonna get the front of the shoulders, is to use this strap. So we're just gonna bring this strap out front. Let's just bring it up just a little bit. Now
I've never used one of these.
You have not? Okay.
No.
Well, there's all kinds of exercises we can, well, maybe one day we'll do a TRX exercise. We're gonna actually do it the other way. So I'm gonna just demonstrate what you're gonna do.
Okay.
So we're gonna hang on to the bottom of these straps. You could do this through a doorway as well, or like a wide doorway. Every time you come out of your office, you just put your hands up on the door and walk through. So we're gonna keep the hands in an iron cross position. So we don't want them above you, okay, because these two joints here, so your shoulder joint right in here, when your arm gets above the underarm, these two bones, your shoulder bone and your arm bone, come together. And there's lots of ligaments and tendons that run through there, and it can impinge what's there. So we only need to go to the underarm level here, okay? So that's as far as we're gonna go, and you're gonna just walk towards and find a stretch in your chest. So come on and face me. Right there. Good. Okay, one foot in front of the other. And we start with an iron cross position and just stay as tall as you can. Yep. And then shoulders are down in your pockets to start with. Yeah, set that posture. Watch the head doesn't protrude. And then a gentle press through. Okay, so we'd only hold this for about 15 seconds. And then we want to release, relax, repeat. Right? And again, we'd hold it for another 15 seconds. And you notice that the second stretch can go a little further, but it still feels the same tension, right? And as far as tension goes, when we do mobility and we create tension in the muscles, we don't need to go to 10 out of 10. In fact, that's really risky. So we want to stay in that 7.5 out of 10 range, but do frequent stretches. And by the time you do the fourth stretch, you may get to 9 out of 10 if it were the first stretch, but it still feels like 7.
The muscle slowly releases.
Exactly, yeah. And that's because of your stretch reflex. Yeah, shoulder down and back. Okay, so you can feel that elongate right through here.
Absolutely.
Nice,
Yeah.
okay, good. And then we have different places that we can take that. So we're starting here, but you could actually move your arms up a little bit and get a little bit higher through the chest and shoulder. But you just want to be very gentle with this kind of a stretch.
You can feel that stretch move, right?
Because so you've got all kinds of ranges, you can move this around. So that's where this strap can kind of become very helpful in terms of supporting your body weight and allowing you to play through different planes of motion. All right? Okay, perfect. So that's a bit on the frontal plane. And then we've got things like balls that we can use. So you're going to use the big ball, and I'll take this little small ball. And we're going to actually be on our knees. So come behind it. Okay?
I thought we were going to do like that jump romper room.
And just angle yourself just a little bit that way. There we go. Okay. All right. So in here, we're going to work our back and hips and our shoulders and our lats all at the same time in a bit of a movement. So we've got a nice, strong, rigid core. We're going to sink back into our hips. So right now, you get a little bit of a stretch through your back. Your hands are nice and wide, at least shoulder width apart. Now just gently press your head down through your arms and feel a stretch through your shoulders and your chest.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And then you can come back up and then push your back away opposite, and then right back down again. And flatten your back. So you want your back to be nice and long, which it is. And then back up one more time and push up through here. So rather than become tall, kind of go back this way so you feel that opening up a bit. So down, and then push away, and then push through here. Yep, so just push up. Yep, round it, round. Yeah, there you go. Good. Okay, so now at the bottom here, we can go a little further, come down, and then we're just gonna rock over, find the stretch through the lat, down the side of the body, and just be gentle through this rotation. If anybody has any challenges in their shoulder, you gotta really be gentle about how far you roll from side to side, and also how low you go in the stretch. And you can feel that underneath.
You betcha, yep.
Yeah. And so you're pushing the ball away from your tailbone, essentially, really elongating that position there. Great. Okay, so a couple of different
That's a really good
things
stretch.
moving. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so on the ball again, we can do a side stretch. So we're going to go over the ball that way. So we're going to come across the ball, put a hand down. You're just going to open your feet up, and then your hand is on the floor. So this is offering you a bit of support here. So we want to have a nice rigid core. So nice and tense. We're going to go back to last month's little session and feel everything squeezed in. And then you're going to take this hand above you. And again, being careful that you're not just sloppy with the shoulder. So pull your shoulder blades out of your ears, pick up the arm. All right, already you might be feeling long through the hip. And then we're just going to bend and let that drop, and then let that stretch happen through there. And you just widen your feet a little bit. So the wider your feet, the more stable you are. You want a little bit of weight on that hand. So go up a little higher. There, you got it. Good. Okay. Yep. And go a little higher even. So you feel your rib cage right on there. That's it. Good. And the feet are wide. And then this is going to go over ever so slightly. Yes. Try not to roll forward. Go there. Good. Okay. Do you feel that stretch?
You betcha.
All the way through. And back on your knees. Perfect. Good. Okay. So, of course, doing both sides is important as well.
Yep.
All right. So let's get rid of that. Okay. So let's go to some back and hip mobility. So we'll get you on your back. And we're going to put, just go sideways so we can get a good visual of this. Yep. Lay on your back. And we're going to cross one foot over the knee.
This thing out of my
Oh, right. Got to shove over. Okay. So foot across the knee. Bend your knees. Yep. And then bring this foot up and across.
Okay.
Just holding it right there. Okay. And then, so this is called a figure 4 position. Okay. And of course, this is a very popular stretch for your glute, which can impact the tension in your back, especially for SI, your sacral iliac joint. So imagine that you are picking your foot up onto a chair or a bench or a tabletop of some kind.
Oopsie.
I like not to pull my knee in. I'd prefer to put my foot on a wall or a chair so that, keep that there. You're not using your upper body to do the lower body stretch.
Right. Okay.
And so we're trying to keep that at 90 in here. And then we're just going to let this come in. Tight? Yeah. So where is it tight?
In the back.
In the back of your butt. Yeah.
You bet.
Yeah. Okay. So again, we don't need to take the stretch to a 9 out of 10. We can just take it to a 7, 7.5, enough tension. We sit into it for about 15 seconds. We release, we relax, we repeat. Right?
That's definitely a good stretch.
Yeah, it's a good one. Okay, and it can be a game changer for tightness in your hips, hard spots in the SI joint, even groin issues. Yeah, so whenever that piriformis muscle is tight, we want to get after it. Definitely. Okay, so that's a good mobility.
That's a really good one.
Okay, so then let's do the other side and just change it up a little bit. Okay, and so this one here, we're gonna put the arms out like an airplane, palms are down, and just at that axilla level there. Okay, so a little tension in your abs, draw your navel to your spine, a little squeeze everything in, and we're just gonna let this foot roll to the side of your foot and drop that knee towards the floor. So you're all the way down. and then just let it tip. Good. Okay.
Really good stretch.
Good stretch? Okay, and where are you feeling this one?
Torso.
Okay.
And then the lower back, I guess.
Okay, yeah. So we can get the lower back,
Yep.
that SI joint again.
Yep.
We get a little bit of that
Right there,
lateral
yeah, for sure,
aspect. And then some people really feel it in their chest as well. So when we keep that hand
Right.
down and we press that back, then we can elongate the chest muscle, the shoulder a little bit as well. Okay, good mobility exercise there. And before you come out of something like this, you want to brace your abdominal muscles again.
Right.
Okay? And then let yourself come up from there. Perfect, good.
That was a really good stretch.
Yeah, okay, so another good one there. Okay, legs are straight. Okay, so you're gonna now roll onto your side and face the camera. And then this one here, while a foam roller is ideal, you could still use a pillow or a couple of yoga blocks. It doesn't have to be a foam roller, although a foam roller is a good tool to have around. So we're gonna bring this knee up to 90 degrees. We're gonna work a little bit on your thoracic, your upper back range of motion, and you're going to, let's get you a yoga block. So we're gonna take this and lay your head on there. Yep, and then just bring this arm out to the side. Okay,
Awesome.
and then be shoulder over shoulder,
Okay.
hip over hip. And then all you're gonna do here is take your thumb down, keeping your shoulders in your pocket. You're going to reach up, you're gonna follow your thumb with your eyes, and then you're gonna turn that thumb and put it downward. Good, and you're trying to keep your knee from lifting off of the roller. Okay, so this is pressing down,
Right.
this is coming back. Okay, so a little different in the stretch. You got a fairly good rotation here, so not bad. Okay, but you can see where this is more in the upper thoracic area. You still might get some hip tension through there as well. Okay, and again, we don't need to stay there very long, and then we brace the abs, come back around. We release, we relax for a second, shoulders down, and then we repeat. So boom, 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 all the way through. That's it. Awesome. Good, and then back in. Of course, you want to do both sides. Get things rolling
Awesome.
side to side. Awesome. Okay, so that's one on the floor for thoracic, and there's several things that we can do against the wall and so on. But let's go to our hips a little bit. So I'm gonna get you to slide over just a little bit. So we're in that 90-degree position. We're gonna take the leg out to the side. So I want you to go to the right side. Got some room there? Okay, and then all we're gonna do here is glide back. Get in the hip and that inner thigh a little bit, and then come forward.
Definitely on that inner thigh.
Yeah, and then back. Lock out your elbows, glide back, and then forward. We're trying to lock out, flat back. Yep, and then keep this flat as you're sinking into your heels. Nicely done. Flat back, locked out.
Sorry.
Okay, bring these hands right under your shoulders, but yeah, good. Good. Okay, and then sink back, lock out. That's it. And now push your hips back. Yeah, go as far as you can. Well done. Okay. All right, so you can see how that can move through the hips. But
That's
it
a
also
really
is
good
working
stretch
down
through
your
there,
legs as
yeah,
well.
for sure.
Yeah, nice.
I mean, my biggest problem is this wrist
Yeah.
doesn't want to do
So
this.
you just want to come into this
Yeah.
position here for sure. I'm just going to grab a box for us to show you a quad stretch. So you want to be on your hands and knees. And we're going to take this box and we're just going to put it behind it. Put one foot in front of the other. We're going to lift this knee up and put this on top here. Okay, so all we're doing is elevating, and you can put that on a couch, a chair, a block, anything there. Okay, and you can feel that stretch where?
Right here.
Yeah, okay. So again, same thing. We want to have that stretch happening in the quad. Then we want to be able to release. So just lay down, lay forward, relax, and repeat by just coming up. So just by coming up, you feel
You
the
can
tension
feel it in
again,
there,
right?
for sure,
Okay, again,
yeah.
15 seconds. Now, the higher the box, the closer the heel is to the butt, the tighter the tension's gonna be. So if this was too much for you, we would just move your knee forward to relax that quad tension a little bit.
Right.
Because we don't need to go to the 9 out of 10. We just need to go to that 7, 7.5 out of 10. Yeah, very good. So that's the front of the quad. Okay.
Yep.
So the back and forth movement, you know, is we don't have to spend a lot of time in the tension. Even moving back and forth here is great for that.
That definitely stretches there. That's a great stretch.
Okay, let's sit on the floor. And we're going to just bring the feet up to 90-90. So this is called a 90-90 stretch. It's kind of popular right now with the trending, etc. And so the goal here is to have some hip mobility. So hands are just behind you here, and you're going to try to keep a nice tall spine, abs are tight, and we're going to just roll to the side of our feet, and you're pressing the knees down, yeah, and so back up, and just bring your feet a little closer in, yeah, and then keep your hips opening as you go, drop them through, yeah. Okay, now in this position, we can go back and forth, side to side, okay? Again, we still want to hold a little bit of time in there so we can feel the tension through the hips, and then back up. But as we warm things up, we can then open one knee and just do some hip mobility back and forth on the one side, okay? Through, and then over and back. And then try the other side. And you can see discrepancies between range of motion from one hip to the other. Sometimes that's even weakness that we're noticing because this is a little more of a strength move coming up. And so if you notice that one side's considerably weaker, then we can work on that, right? Yeah, for sure. Okay. All right, another one for hips, which is hip mobility is super important for low back health, right? Yeah. So the more active you can be in hip mobility, the better it's going to be for the aging population, and then someone coming out of injury and someone warming up for tough athletics. So we're going to kneel facing forward, and we're going to put one foot in front. And all we're going to do here is pick that up, rotate it back, bring it underneath, and then repeat. So you don't want to bend forward, so no bending. Okay, so we want to bring it up and in, drop it down, up, rotate it out, bring it in and under. Okay, so staying nice and tall, engage your abs, lock your arms straight. Okay, and then there's your body straight now. Tighten everything up.
Yep.
All right, so we want to lift your leg to the side first, pull it around, and then come back in. Lift it up first, and then pull it around, and come back out. And we want to try not to lead all of our weight on one side. It's not easy. You got to really cinch up your core.
A little bit of coordination there, right?
Coordination and some core strength as well, right? They kind of go hand in hand. Okay, so another fun one to pull through. That's the way. All right.
It's into leaning further and further into the wall, right?
You got to stay nice and tall. Perfect. That's it. Let's see if there's any difference in your strength in sides. Let's go to the other side. So bring that knee.
Oops,
okay, so
this
go
way.
Yeah, out and in. Do you feel one side is a little easier than the other?
This side's way easier.
Yeah. So probably
maybe just from a balance perspective.
Well, you're stronger. You know, you're just stronger. So, and so again, if you really notice quite a discrepancy between sides, then you want to pay attention to, is that weakness?
That side.
Is it immobility? Is it structural? What is it that's happening in there?
Yeah.
All right.
I think I'm just not as coordinated either. I can't dance.
Practice, practice, practice.
There you go.
Okay. So we've seen some upper chest mobility. We've seen some upper mid back. We've seen thoracic rotations. Another good one is up against the wall. This is kind of a hip and thoracic at the same time. So knees right there. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is take your arm out to the side, yeah, okay. And then the other one is in, okay. And then we're going to bring the arm across and keep your chin over your chest. So when the chest moves, you can move your head, okay. And you just want to try and, rather than leaning into the shoulders, try and keep your body right on top of your hips, but move the shoulder back. You felt that a little bit?
Cramp.
Okay, yeah. And coming back, so you're here. Yeah, good rotation. So this knee wants to stay towards the wall, but not on it, good. And then we're gonna come back. So this one's gonna go up as this one comes in, and then you're coming in with the chest. Yeah, perfect. Good. So you can feel a little bit more in your torso now. Okay. And then you come up, you come in, and you go out. You can do this one kneeling, but you can also do it standing.
Right.
Yeah, good. Now try not to arch when you go back. So you're rotating the torso as opposed to arching your back. Yeah, and then just keep this in line. There you go. Back in and forward. Yes. Good. Knees open. Yeah. There you go. Excellent. All right. Okay, and we'll show one on the foam roller because it's a popular one. So on this one here, again, upper thoracic area. So we want to feel our scapula over the foam roller, and just the laying back can help us open through the chest. So we're there. So give that a spot. Okay, so you want to feel your scapular bones on the top of that. So just roll back a bit more, move your bum back. Yeah, a little higher still. Yeah, keep going a bit higher. Good, okay, now knees are bent, hands behind your head. Okay, so we'll start there, a little tension in the abs, and you're just gonna drift back and just let the elbows open up. And you feel, yeah, some good range there, Jim.
It feels great.
Yeah, it's a nice one. And then what do? We release, we relax, and when we repeat, we can move up a little tiny bit. So move your butt forward and then go a little further. Be careful that you're not overdoing this. Just start. You're pretty flexible in your thoracic spine, so typically most people don't have that much mobility. This is a testament to your training, your strength training and so on. Maybe a little genetics in there too. Right through and pushing it back. There we go.
That feels really good, actually. Like that one.
Yeah, it's a good one. Okay, and the last one we'll show is hip and hip flexors. So hip flexors, really tight for a lot of the general population, particularly if you're in a sedentary job and you are sitting a lot. So that's a lot of people, okay? So we can use a block to help us with this. So let's take that one. Okay.
Butterfingers.
Butterfingers. Okay, so you're going to put that block. You can be here, we can be here, we can be here, right? Or we can be here. Okay, so we're going to start with the block, and we can stay with our knee on the ground, okay? And then we're going to have a stretch through the hip flexors. So the first thing we can do is just get this stretched out a bit. So come up tall first, okay? Pull that hand up, and then you see it elongates a little bit.
Yep.
Feels a little bit of a stretch. And then just bring it back a little bit, release, relax. You might get your hamstring and glute a little bit, and then repeat again. So a few of those to get warmed up through there. A lot of people start this exercise right into the forward position, and I like to get things warmed up here first, okay? Try not to arch too far back. So your arm goes back, but your shoulders don't follow. Okay, and then back down. Okay, now we're going to go up onto here, and you can feel there's a lot more stretch in your butt.
Yep.
As well as through your hip.
Yep.
Yeah? Okay, so there's that stretch as well. Now drop the knee. And now we're going to add some mobility for the upper body. So we're going to take this hand to the side, and then we're going to rotate. And just look at your hand when you rotate. Try not to drop it. Try to get that full. And use the leverage of one side of your body to work the other side. Try to keep that knee in, shoulders down and back. A little tension in your abs, knee in. Good, and then come back down. Good. All right, and we can do, movements from the other side. So we're here, just changing it around. Okay, and we can do the same thing here. So we just move around. We go to the other side. So if you put your knee forward a little bit more, bring your other knee forward. Good. Yeah, put a knuckle in there. Yeah, and then just rotate. Okay, so you can feel a little difference in the rotation here.
Yep.
Exactly.
The shoulder's definitely tighter.
Yeah. Right. So it's not only shoulder, it's your thoracic spine. You've got some hip mobility in there as well. Okay, and we can do this in a way where we step into it. So we can step in, reach out, come back, change sides. I like to do the same side repeating a few times before I swap sides. And then if I notice that I have a discrepancy, one side is super tight relative to the other, then I'll go back and repeat that other side another cycle to get it just another edge on that particular move. So down. Yeah, watch that knee, keeps in. Yeah. Okay. And then the elevated version of that is we don't put the knee down. So we come in to the stretch. We're here. The leg is still up.
Just keep it extended.
Okay? And then we're coming around. Push it through. And then back. There you go. Nice. Okay. So there, we've run through quite a few exercises, right? And why do we do mobility? Why is that important?
Keep your range. And then also, I think when you go to fall or something too, that'll help catch your fall.
Yeah, so staying strong, staying mobile. You're right. You know, we can catch ourselves with different things. Just even everyday life things where you have to grab something in an awkward position, then you've sort of gone there carefully. So I don't know if you've heard Jordan Peterson, the line he uses about kids. He talks about, let your kids do dangerous things carefully, right? So in here, we talk about doing hard things carefully, right? So we practice the hard things under supervision, in slower motion, controlled, right?
Makes sense.
Pick apart technique so that, you get good at movement outside of the normal ranges of motion of everyday life. Here, 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 right? But there's twisting and reaching and pulling and those kinds of things, or pickleball or mountain biking or whatever it is that you choose to do, right? So if you can practice drawing outside the lines a little bit in a controlled environment, then you're setting yourself up for such great support when you do get thrown off guard, or you trip up, or you have to reach for that extra range of
Before I started working out more often, I would at least 3 times a year twinge my back.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? When you're not doing anything, you're just you're going to pick something up and it just tightens, and it's done for a week, right? So it takes that long to release, right? So
yes, of course.
I don't get it much anymore, if ever.
Yes. Okay. Well,
so
that's
the more
one reason to do it.
The more you're always moving.
Yes. And the other thing too is, like I said, your weight training, the strength training that you're doing, and all the variation of exercises that you're doing already are essentially range of motion mobility exercises. You do a clean.
Yeah.
That's mobility.
Yeah.
I'm going down, I'm coming up, I'm pressing through, right? I'm doing squats, I'm doing lateral squats. All those things are still mobility movements, but sometimes there's too much load to practice the good movement through mobility or get even further in your range. So
compound movements sometimes better though, or isolation, or does it just mix it up?
For mobility?
Yeah.
Mix it up, yeah.
Okay.
Because in the real world, we don't really do an isolated joint movement. Often we're doing things. That's why, the walking drill can be very effective, but it's also harder. So we want to back up a little bit, and we want to do more isolated movements first, and then graduate people to getting combination movements as well.
And if you're playing pickleball or tennis, obviously you're moving to the ball.
Yeah, so that wall exercise, the floor exercise, those kinds of things are good for those kinds of activities and so on.
I would say golf is a bit safer because it's kind of like the same movement.
Yeah, but it's also forward flexed and loaded. Yeah. So it can be harder because of the load.
Sure.
Yeah, you're creating a lot of tension. So yeah. But again, all these exercises that we showed today are very effective for the golf swing. So you golfers out there, listen up.
Golfers, pickleballers.
Listen up, all you guys out there.
Is that what you call a pickleballer?
I guess, I don't know.
A pickle? Are you a pickle when you're a pickleballer?
You're in a bit of a pickle, some of these people, because they're coming with some problems. So
there you go.
But yes, so thanks for letting us share those with you.
Thank you. Whoop. And thank you for watching Kelowna Now, and thank you for appreciating the stuff that Liz does.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And if you need mobility.
If you need mobility, start doing some things.
And you will need mobility as you age, exactly. 100%.
Yeah, for sure. You definitely need it. Yeah. So next time in, we're going to talk about some mental fitness.
We'll do that in our studio.
Yeah, we'll come together and have a chat about that and talk about what that is.
Do a mental workout.
A bit of a mental fitness. Exercise.
Because I think that's a big part of physical fitness too, right?
Yeah.
Look sharp, play sharp, be sharp.
There you go.
All right. Thank you for watching Kelowna Now.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.